Welcome back to Black Cat Crypto Club. We've had a bunch of news over the weekend. I was gone and I got out and went to a show, a concert, got some sun. So we've had some news though, guys, especially this morning, and we're going to get into all of that. However, first, if you guys have not, please go over and donate to the animals at Emery Farm Sanctuary. Any little bit of anything you can donate really goes a long ways for these guys. And guys, we have that raffle. We have that raffle for these hand-drawn pictures of your pet. So if you have a dog or a cat, get into this raffle. Every $5 will get you an entry into this raffle for this hand-drawn portrait of your pet. And we do not have enough entries into that raffle yet, guys. So right now it is looking very good for anyone who wants to get in on this raffle. So please, please help these animals out. It's a great cause, and it's also tax deductible. So anything you donate to them is a deduction off your taxes, guys, which also brings me to the fact that we are at tax day today. So yeah, we'll get into that in a minute. But guys, if you do want to get into that raffle, please send me a picture of your donation. Either find me on X, Instagram, Threads. If you can't find me any of those places, hit me up in the comments of this video. If you have any questions, let me know, and we'll figure something out for you to get me a picture of your donation. Okay, so like I said, it is tax day. We've probably been feeling over the last little while some sell pressure because of tax day, because people have made money. They've traded crypto around here and there. They've sold, and now they have profits that they're having to pay capital gains on. So in order to do that, they got to sell more crypto, get some money out, and pay the government for their taxes. Now that sell pressure is going to be gone for the year anyway. So that is good. The other thing, big news, was this morning that Hong Kong, and I talked about this in my last video, Hong Kong approved the spot Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs. So let's go over here. We've got this video real quick. We'll watch this.
A lot of you guys have been asking about Bitcoin ETFs in Hong Kong. Well, check this out. There's a giant Bitcoin ad right now talking about the ETF that's imminent in Hong Kong. There's definitely a lot of attention going on here because at the end of the day, when these ETFs launch, they need people to buy, right? So more and more ads, more and more attention, and Hong Kong's trying to push itself to be the center of Web3. So in this financial hub with so many people, we're gonna see more of this. A lot of you guys have.
Okay, so you can see it right there. They're already advertising these. I don't know when they're supposed to be going live. If it's anything like the US, they were ready and they went live the next day. So we'll have to see how quickly those ETFs go live. What's interesting is it is the first Ethereum ETF in the world. So that's exciting. We have, the big one was the US, the Bitcoin ETFs in the US, because that's the largest financial market in the world. But we did have some Bitcoin ETFs before the US. We had one in the Netherlands and we had one in Canada. And neither of those markets are very big at all, and it didn't hardly make any splash. However, once the US came in, we saw that just giant demand for those ETFs, and Hong Kong, this is said to unlock $25 billion worth of investments to go into these Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs. So not a small market here. And Hong Kong, guys, Hong Kong is with China and the people in Hong Kong, they are a little more prone to going into riskier assets and more volatile assets like Bitcoin. So this is actually pretty big, I think. You know, it's not as big of a market as the US, like I said, but it is a big market and it is a tech hub. So this is a pretty big news for this ETF. Plus this unlocks Bitcoin for mainland China as well. So big news there, guys. Now, there was some other news just this morning, and we're going to jump over to this. It was the largest federal bank in Germany, LBBW, offers Bitcoin and crypto custody services to fulfill increasing corporate demand. So let that sink in, guys. This is a bank. This is a middleman that essentially Bitcoin makes irrelevant, right? And these guys have seen that, you know, the genie is out of the bottle. We need to pivot. We need to figure out a way that we can maybe make some money off this and get in early on it so we survive. So guys, again, we see banks pivoting and utilizing crypto when crypto is kind of the death of banks. But they will survive if they get in early and pivot into something like this. And it is interesting that they say to fulfill increasing corporate demand, guys, because like I've said before, this is the first asset we've been able to front run. Big money, banks, corporations, all of that. The working class, the retail investor, have been able to front run them by buying Bitcoin before they do. And we've never had that chance before. And it's looking more and more like this is probably the last chance we will get to get in before big money. So I hope you guys have gotten in. I hope you have a big enough allocation. I know we've had some downside lately, but guys, this is going to be a big cycle. There's no doubt about it. It's been huge already. So anyways, guys, I hope you're in. The other thing the big thing that everybody has their eye on that has kind of taken all of the markets, you know, Wall Street, gold even, which is surprising because gold is kind of that flight to safety asset where if you're going to war, gold is usually something you go into. But we saw a major decline in gold when the news broke about Iran going after Israel. So it's been interesting, guys. It's taken everybody down. But we've seen kind of a little stabilization since all of this happened, since Iran actually sent 300 drones and missiles at Israel, and the US and Israel had the defenses up and were able to shoot down almost every single missile and drone that came into Israeli airspace, which is lucky. But it's, I don't know, guys, this whole war thing is crazy. Biden did end up coming out and being a little more diplomatic. You know, before Iran went after Israel, all he said was, his message to Iran was don't. And guys, I don't know. I mean, what kind of diplomacy is don't? Or is that just a challenge? Like, I honestly couldn't tell. But he did come out after Iran sent all those missiles and drones to Israel. Biden did get on the phone with Netanyahu, or however you say that psycho's name. And he did say, if you guys strike back at Iran, we're not getting pulled into that. So a little bit more positive of a thing for Biden to do, honestly. We don't want to get sucked into that. However, it is a bit of a mixed signal because we have been supplying them with weapons. And as we saw with this whole missile strike, we are supplying defense. So it's like, if you go to war with these guys, we're not going to support you, but we will defend you. So, and Israel has come out and said that they are going to respond. So to Iran. So that's not great. Honestly, I think Biden probably should be a little more stern with the little psychopath, but I don't know, guys. It's not looking great. And they did convene like the G7 committee, and Iran kind of came out and said that this was a direct response to the bombing of the embassy that killed one of their top generals. And, you know, honestly, I have to agree. I don't agree with them sending missiles and trying to, you know, bomb another country. But can you imagine what the US would do if somebody bombed one of our embassies? I mean, for a Christian nation, we are at the peak hypocrisy, because for Christians, a guy, you know, a religion about a guy who said, hey, turn the other cheek. When was the US ever able to turn the other cheek? Never in that I can remember. But anyways, guys, I go on and on about this stupid war stuff. I hope we can get kind of things resolved and get out of this, but it doesn't seem like the US really has any real interest in that. And they surely don't care about how much we spend. Like, guys, if you remember, we had a debt ceiling crisis just last year where the government went out, paid for a bunch of things. I mean, didn't pay for, ordered a bunch of things, basically, got things going. And then they had spent more than what we were supposed to with the debt ceiling. And so they had to get everybody together to actually agree to raise that debt ceiling and actually pay what we bought. And like, oh, should we pay our bills? I don't know. Maybe not. And we almost shut down about it. And if you guys remember, we were demoted by two different credit companies. The US had their credit score demoted by Moody's, and I can't remember the other, but it was the second time in all of history that the US has ever had a credit demotion. So things are not looking great in the US, and it seems like they don't care. And they probably don't care because they know they can just put it on the Fed balance sheet and print that away, or at least monetize the interest rate on it and get lower interest rates and basically print it away. And so you can see here, guys, this is our national debt. We're at 34 trillion. And this was mainly all accrued in the last 4 presidents, all equally contributing to this. And they just keep at it. We just spent another 1.2 trillion, and most of it going to defense spending. They say defense, guys, because if they really said what it really was, like a war fund, doesn't have that PR that defense has, or blood money, you know, it doesn't have that PR value that, you know, we're spending it in the Defense Department. So anyways, guys, we've got 34.6 trillion on the national debt now. You can just see it going up. Every 100 days, we add another trillion to this debt. It's out of control, guys. So the point is if you're not in an asset, if you're just keeping things in dollars, you're not gonna, I mean, the government is just going to clip and clip and clip the corners off of all of your coins until there is none. And that's what inflation is, guys. It's, you know, the government is just clipping the corners off of your money until you just don't have any. So crazy times, but I would highly suggest getting into some kind of asset, because inflation is not going to go down if we keep going to wars and doing all this crazy stuff that we've been doing. Now, we also have the halving coming up this week, guys. We are 4 days, 7 hours away approximately from the halving. So super bullish, in my opinion. We've gone down recently because of this war thing. We may go down further if things escalate. But with these new ETFs, with the US ETFs, with the halving, all of this coming together at once, it's going to be big, guys. It is going to be big. So anyways, guys, that is the video for today. If you liked any of the video, please do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe to the videos, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.